So the World Cup ended yesterday, and yes, India are the world champions again. And today, we are going to make the best 11 players who performed exceptionally well across the tournament. It might get a little controversial, but hang tight, it's going to be really exciting. And if you're a new viewer, make sure to subscribe. Let's get started. If we talk about the openers, I think first name is given. It has to be Sanju Samson. What a tournament he had. Nowhere in the plans. Got one opportunity against Zimbabwe, but then back to back 50s, and what a performance. Scoring a 97, then 89, then a final 87. I think he was in some other form. So definitely scoring 321 runs in the World Cup. He's definitely our opener. My second opener with Sanju is Tim Seifert. I think the knock that he played in the semis, then again in the final, although he could not take his team to home, but I think his performance was really exceptional throughout the tournament. He was the second highest run scorer in the tournament. I think with an exceptional strike rate, because as an opener, that's what you need, explosive power in the power play. So definitely Sanju and Seifert are my openers. One down has to be Shan Kishan. Again, a story of resilience, patience, and perseverance. He waited for his chance, and boy, did he take it on. Right? 316 runs with an exceptional strike rate of 193. I think he was in a supreme touch. So he will be my one down. Captaining the side, it will has to be Aiden Markram. I think scoring 286 runs in this whole tournament, but I really loved the way he led South Africa. And he has been doing it consistently. 2024 World Cup finals, now a semi final where I know Finn Allen took the game away, but South Africa looked like a dominant team. And Aiden Markram has to have been given the credit for that. So he will be my fourth player in the lineup. Three down will be Hardik Pandya. Again, a quality all-rounder, and he has proved again and again why Indian team relies on so much. 216 runs with 10 wickets. And I think crucial performances, because that's what you require from a hard hitter. When you have 10, 12 balls, you come in, you score those quick 20, 30 runs, and that changed the complexion of the game. And one thing with Hardik Pandya, I noticed this time, his short balls against the openers in the death really worked out, and the change of pace that he was doing, that really created problems for the batters. So he definitely becomes part of this team. Next in the list has to be England's Will Jacks. An exceptional tournament he had. He replaced Liam Livingston in the team, and I don't think so anybody at the start of the tournament would have thought he would be giving that kind of performance, because he proved to be a great all-rounder for England, scoring 226 runs, taking 9 wickets at a strike rate of 160. So amazing performance throughout the tournament, especially in Sri Lanka. The way he mixed his pace, that really proved to be the trump card, because he was creating problems for the other team. So he makes the cut as well. I think following Will Jacks is another Caribbean player, and that is Shimran Hatmeyer. You need power in the team, and what a performance he had throughout the tournament. 7 matches, 248 runs at a high strike rate of 184. And that's why we know in IPL why teams go behind him. They want him in the team because they know the moment he comes in the team, he changes the complexion, because the strike rate that he maintains, the accuracy, the fast pace, the innings that he plays, that is really game changer. Next in the list is another Caribbean, and that has to be the all-rounder Jason Holder. Yes, he scored 150 runs, but the strike rate with which he scored against South Africa, remember, 91 for 7, and they were able to score 170. Big moment coming from Jason Holder. Again, with against England, India as well in the Super 8s, he was instrumental taking West Indies close to 200. Right? So his performance with the ball, 10 wickets again, that really helped West Indies throughout the tournament. And I think he always proves why West Indies has so much trust as an all-rounder in him, because he takes on that charge. He likes to take that responsibility both with the bat and the ball. Next in the list, talking about the bowlers, I think the first name has to be the Boom Boom Bumrah. Again, an exceptional tournament, man of the match in the finals, 4 for 15 in the final. Just imagine. And the way he changed his pace, he figured out in his interview, he was saying he figured out very early on that the pitch was not where you want to give pace to the batsman. You have to slow down the pace. And he got 4 wickets. Amazing bowling throughout the tournament, 14 wickets in this tournament again, but with an economy of just 6. And you have to remember, Bumrah doesn't just bowl in the middle overs. He comes, bowls in the power play, comes in the middle, bowl a over or two, and then come in the death and bowl 2 overs. So he is bowling throughout the 20 overs, and he's coming into tough situation, delivering for you, making sure you don't get hit for runs, and the other players can get that confidence from him. So his performance always is crucial for India, and as an Indian, we are just lucky to have him in the team. So he definitely makes the cut. I think next bowler on the list has to be Zimbabwe's Musurbani. I think young player, he has showed in last 1.5 year why people are excited to see him again, getting 13 wickets at a good economy rate, a good average of 14. So I think he really showed and made a good name for himself. I know last year RCB got him as a replacement in IPL, but this year also I really feel he's gonna be instrumental for Zimbabwe as they are growing their cricket in different arenas like ODIs and T20s. And I really feel in coming times we will hear his name more and more, because he is an instrumental bowler where he takes a lot of help from his height. Because of his height, he generates that bounce, generates that pace, and that really creates trouble for the ball batsmen. So he makes the cut. And I think the last bowler on our list has to be England's Adil Rashid. 13 wickets in the tournament and at an economy of 8. I know a lot of people were thinking maybe I will say Varun Chakravarti's name. He took 13 wickets as well. But I think the impact that Varun Chakravarti had on the game and what Rashid had, that really speaks about volumes. Because Varun Chakravarti in last four important games, he was going at an average or economy rate of 10 to 15. And that is, as a spinner in the middle overs, when you're coming, your team is expecting you will be taking charge, where you will be making sure you, even if you're not taking wickets, you are not leaking runs. But with Varun, we saw that the moment in South African game, David Miller, Dewell Bravis shows how to play him, he was out of the game and we could not see him come back in the rhythm. So I think Adil Rashid really showed his performance against India in the semi-finals was great. Even before that, he was constantly getting good turn on the pitches. He's a smart bowler, uses variations very well, and an economy of 8 in coming in the middle overs. It's really amazing. So he makes the cut. So that's the 11 that I have, and I think my 12th man has to be Sahib Zada Farhan. I know a lot of people will say he was the tournament highest run scorer, so he should have been my opener as well. But I think when I look at Pakistan's whole campaign in this World Cup, yes, Sahibzada Farhan was exceptional. Like, taking the charge, I think he was the solo player who played magnificently well throughout the tournament for Pakistan. But I think his main performances came across a little bit weaker team. Namibia, he scored 100. Then Sri Lanka, who were already out and dejected, he scored 100 against them. And New Zealand, they could not bat because it was an abandoned game. Against India, he did not perform. So I really feel like, he makes the cut as a 12th man. But if he really wants to create that name, he has to score against big teams at a healthy strike rate, which he showed against Sri Lanka and Namibia. So he definitely is my 12th man. That concludes my best 11, best 12 from the tournament. Comment down below, who do you think is a surprise entry in this list, or somebody, your best 11 as well, somebody you think should have been here who's not here. Because I know there were a lot of great performances throughout the tournament. It's very hard to choose those 11 and 12 players. And but it's exciting as an Indian fan. Yes, we all are excited. India won the World Cup at home, again defending champions now. But now looking forward to the next tournament, that will be 2027 ODI World Cup, and playing in South Africa. Hopefully Rohit and Virat will be there, so that will be exciting. But again, if you are new viewers, make sure to subscribe, show some love, like, comment your views, your thoughts on this 11, and I will be back with another video. Till then, take care.